Thanks so much for joining us here on this Wednesday at noon. I'm Brooke Hash. It is the heartbreak so many of us have felt over the last 24 hours after a 5-year-old boy died after wandering from his Hart County home early Tuesday. Silus Sheerer was the subject of Kentucky's very first Ian alert, meant to notify surrounding communities of a missing child with special needs who could be in physical danger. Our Ian Hardwick was in Cub Run yesterday, speaking with state troopers about how they'll be treating this case moving forward.
We're standing behind Cub Run Elementary, which borders the search area Kentucky State Police combed over for 5-year-old Silus Sheerer, who was out in the early morning hours in these hills wearing only his pajamas. They found him up above with a drone. They say the forests and the ponds made that search difficult.
If we see a child, man, it takes us out. It takes us out, man.
KSP Trooper Caton Parker says no foul play is suspected. He will not release where the boy was found at the boy's family's request.
At this moment, we're not going to press him for anything. We're going to give him a little time and just give him a little bit of comfort. We can't comfort him if we're asking questions.
Parker said Sheerer left home early in the morning and that his family notified KSP around 7:30 a.m. An hour later, phones buzzed statewide with an immediate alert notification, or Ian alert. It's the first time it's been used in the state, and it was designed for missing children on the autism spectrum or ones that have special needs that are in physical danger.
I was very hopeful when we got the notification that he was found, but unfortunately, the outcome's not what we wanted.
Kentucky State Representative Candy Massaroni pushed for the bill that created this special alert. Some people I talked to today were confused because it didn't include a description of the boy. Is this working as intended?
I do think it's working as intended. I don't know if all the information was available at the time. We're always open to work to make it more efficient to help save lives.
The Ian Alert push, named after Ian Zuzis, started after the family's grief after the 9-year-old boy left a children's home in Covington, Kentucky in June 2022. Hours later, he was found dead in the Ohio River. According to the National Autism Association, nearly half, 49% of autistic children wander away from home and from safe environments. Most deaths resulting from that are drowning deaths. In Cub Run, Ian Hardwick, WHAS11, on your side.
It is unclear why the initial Ian alert did not include descriptive information. We will continue to follow up on that with Kentucky State Police. There is a new development in the Crystal Rogers case. Joseph Lawson has filed a motion for a new trial after a jury convicted him of conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence earlier this month, recommending he serve 25 years in prison. Lawson was tried alongside Crystal Rogers' former boyfriend, Brooks Houck, the main suspect here, who was convicted of Crystal's murder and tampering with physical evidence. In his motion, Lawson's defense team cited his denied request to be tried separately from Houck, his inability to strike jurors who were familiar with the recent conviction of his father, Steve, in connection with this same case, and along with a lack of sufficient evidence as reasons why Lawson did not receive a fair trial and therefore was entitled to a new one. Steve Lawson similarly requested this change in this motion. As of right now, Joseph Lawson is set to be sentenced alongside Brooks Houck on August 21st at 1 o'clock. And just this week, court documents from the Houck-Lawson trials were unsealed. They reveal new details about a possible motive for Rogers' death and allege Brooks Houck did not want to pay child support or share custody of his child with Crystal. It also highlighted the involvement with his mother, Rosemary Houck, who witnesses claimed was asking around for someone who could get rid of Crystal and had a burner phone for months. Witnesses claimed Rosemary was happy about her disappearance and was overheard saying with her gone, the child could be raised right. Documents also revealed Rosemary met with an attorney 1 month after Rogers' disappearance, which was recorded, but it was unclear what was discussed. Right now, Metro Police are investigating a shooting that killed a 17-year-old boy. Officers responded to reports of that shooting around 5:30 yesterday evening on Poplar Level Court in the Newburgh neighborhood. The teen was taken to the hospital where he died. Anyone with information should call the anonymous tip line at 574 LMPD. That incident marked the fourth shooting in a day's time in Louisville. Sunday into Monday, 3 separate shootings injured 3 children and killed a man. It's all renewing calls where we've heard for years to end gun violence. Tuesday, LMPD's Community Engagement Unit hosted its monthly Stop Gun Violence event at a Kroger in Fern Creek. It's meant to help spread gun safety awareness throughout the metro. And according to data from Mayor Craig Greenberg earlier this month, overall gun violence is dropping in the city. In the first half of this year, homicides were down 36%, non-fatal shootings down 30%, all when compared to last year. Although there seems to be some mistrust in those numbers.
Do you believe that?
I don't. Because every day you hear of gun violence, every day, and we need to go a month without it.
The gun violence is just getting well, just out of control, and but the laws need to be stiffer, and they need to open the juvenile center back up.
The next community engagement event will take place in 2 weeks at the Portland neighborhood Kroger. The department is encouraging families to visit from 6 to 8 to discuss their concerns about gun violence. Right now, Louisville Parks and Rec is asking for your help in identifying this person they believe is responsible for recent burglaries at the California Community Center. Take a good look at your screen. Surveillance photos from the center on St. Catherine Street show the suspect wearing a black hoodie, sweatpants with a purple stripe down the side, and Air Jordan shoes. It's unclear what items were stolen, but images do show the person inside the center's computer lab. If you have any information, call that tip line. Again, 574 LMPD. We have some good news on this somewhat dreary start to a Wednesday. Matthew Willoughby is joining us on the noon as our meteorologist. Matt Breland didn't go anywhere. He's just sticking around for GMK, and we are so excited to bring you on as our New Orleans native, right around there.
New Orleans, Baton Rouge native. But yeah, I'm so excited to be here. You know, Fleur de Lis is something in New Orleans, so I saw that. You know, the symbols around Louisville, and I truly feel at home right here.
All right, and welcome to even more humidity, right?
Yes.
Used to that?
Bringing back the humidity, yes, I am. Didn't have it for a few years, but yeah, it is back. Not sweating out my hair, but, you know, thankfully.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. But yeah, we do have at least some clouds still sticking around for this afternoon. We did see a few showers and storms just this morning, but yeah, we're seeing nice and clear. Most of those showers are pushing off to the northeast that is. But looking at current temperatures, we're still warm out there. Looking throughout the Louisville metro, 87 degrees in downtown, at least into airport area, 88 degrees. Bowman at 86 degrees. Widen the picture out and look at current temperatures across the area. Most spots into the mid 80s. Some areas still into the 70s. Bedford at 75, Paoli at 77 degrees. Now, as we look at least those headlines ahead, yeah, we're still going to see those hot and humid conditions. So seasonably warm for this time of year, but also those daily rain chances still going to stay active with that more humid trend on the way for the next couple of days. Look at that max HD radar. Overall, still did see a few showers just north of Seymour and north of Madison, but we are all clear for this afternoon. But we still could see a few pop-up showers as we head towards the afternoon hours. Look at those temperatures over the next 12 hours, 88 degrees for 2 p.m. Back into the afternoon and evening hours. 90 degrees, another 90-degree day out there for you. So definitely hydrate if you're going to be outside over the next several hours. But what's ahead, though? Yeah, we are cranking up the heat over the next several days, and we're talking some hot and humid conditions. I'll be timing that out coming up in just a few minutes. We'll send it back over to you, Brooke.
All right, going to get you to let me know about that Florida forecast for me next week. Thanks, Matthew. More on that heat with student athletes across Kentuckiana who've resumed practicing for the upcoming fall season. But those hotter temperatures for outdoor activities are more than a concern. They're just plain dangerous. Today, JCPS sports leaders met with a certified athletics trainer with U of L Health to discuss the steps being taken to keep our students safe and healthy in these hot temperatures. U of L Health athletic trainer Basha Furman stressed the importance of hydrating before and not during sports activities in extreme heat. Another point of discussion, knowing the wet bulb temperatures outside before the start of any activity. Wet bulb temps gauge how effectively a human body can cool itself down by sweating, and tools to measure them before practice begins are available.
This is the wet bulb globe temperature. So this is the gold standard. KHSAA now requires everybody to use it, which is great. But about 30 minutes before any activity starts, you want to take the temperature in the center of the field, let it get out, sit out there for like 3 minutes, come out and check it.
Now, knowing the red flag signs of heat stroke is also vital to keeping your kids safe during outside sports. Signs to look out for include a lack of sweat, dizziness, and overall disorientation. Right now, Louisville environmentalists are raising concerns about a property off Dixie Highway where 2 JCPS schools are being built. It was once an industrial site, and some are worried about the chemicals that still might be present in the area. Our Alex Dieterer spoke to those now asking JCPS to do more tests and take precautions to make sure students are safe.
Decades of cancer-causing chemicals from industrial use sit in the soil right off Dixie Highway. On top of it, 1, 2, 3, sits Perry Elementary School, opened in 2023. Right down the street is where Hudson Middle School is being constructed. Both schools sit on brownfield sites which have legacy contamination, meaning the pollutants in the earth can cause harm for decades or even centuries.
We don't often see schools developed on brownfield sites. To my knowledge, this is the first in West Jefferson County.
Audrey Ernstberger is an attorney with the Kentucky Resources Council who's pushing for JCPS and the state to take a closer look at the potential risks to children and staff at the schools.
There is a lot of legacy pollution in West Jefferson County, and you might be hard-pressed to find a site big enough for a school that's not contaminated. That being said, does the due diligence need to be baked into this program and to JCPS's actions prior to allowing students and staff on site? Absolutely.
JCPS says the plans for both Perry Elementary and Hudson Middle have been approved by the state as being protective of human health, particularly students and the environment. The plan involved putting 1 foot of clean topsoil over the site and installing a mitigation system under the site to prevent chemicals from going into the school.
And there is concern that it might not be enough. It's hard to say.
The state tested the mitigation system this spring and said the system was working. But Ernstberger says the current system doesn't monitor the air inside the school and is urging the district and state to test inside the building to know if students are inhaling chemicals. Alex Dieterer, WHAS11 on your side.
JCPS has said Hudson Middle School is under the same plan as Perry Elementary and the same precautions will be taken. But the Kentucky Resources Council said the decision for an air monitoring test inside the school needs to come from the state.